Hi everyone, it's Jen. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I thought I'd do a little project share for Saturday Morning Makes. I have been neglecting my Saturday Morning Makes projects lately, so I wanted to make sure to come on this week since I had some time. So hello everybody. Hi Jill, if you're watching. I'm so glad to be able to participate this week. I thought I would combine this video with my design team project for AdornIt for Dianna Marcum's Recipe Stamp Club. The August release is the Pumpkin Bars recipe stamp, and there's an add-on set, and then there's also a paper set. I did have a video a few days ago showing all the different products, but I did go ahead and make a page for my recipe book, so let me get started. I'll show you what I used, and then I'll show you the page, and we'll put it into my recipe book. Okay, so as I said, this is the stamp set for it was for August for the Recipe Stamp Club, and it's the Pumpkin Bars stamp, which I was so happy to get because this was one of those woodblock stamps that was hard to get on eBay, so I am thrilled that AdornIt and Dianna released it in polymer form. So it comes with the Pumpkin Bar stamp, and then it comes with all of these other cute little stamps that go along with it, all the coordinating stamps, and I think I used all of them in this. Well, I did color all of them. I didn't use them all in this project, but I definitely used the Pumpkin Bars one. And then this is the add-on stamp set. If you wanted to get this as a separate purchase or a separate subscription, I used the Harvest stamp. Did I use this one? Yeah, I used this stamp. I used this one. I used the Pumpkin Pie Spice one. This one I colored, but I didn't use it in this project. There are just so many cute ones this month, and you know, you can use them in all sorts of projects, but I wanted to use several of them on my recipe page. Usually I just use one or two of them, but this month I'm using more than that. So those are the stamp sets I used, and this is the paper set that was also available in August as one of the add-ons, and it comes with 2 each of these beautiful fall papers, and the patterns were all designed by Dianna. So some of them are turned over, but there are 4 different designs and 2 of each, and they're double-sided. So I love the little scarecrows on them. I didn't use any of the scarecrows in this project, but I will in other fall-related projects. So I actually just used one of the papers in this particular project, and it is this one. I just needed something with like a neutral background since I used so many of the stamps. So that's the paper that I used. I stamped my images using Tuxedo Black Memento ink. I use this all the time when I'm doing alcohol markers. I used a couple new to me ink pads as well. I used this gingerbread one from scrapbook.com. It's a hybrid ink. I just used it for a little shading on the edges of one of my stamps. And then I used this one too. This is a new one from Ranger by Simon Hurley, and it's a dye ink pad in the color Cookie Dough. So I had gotten these a few weeks back, and I wanted to try them out on this project. I usually use Vintage Photo Distress Oxide, but I wanted to shake things up a little bit. These are the alcohol markers that I used. I don't typically show them, but I figured I would keep them out this time just to give you an idea of the colors and the different manufacturers that I use. As you can see, I use all sorts of different ones. I use Spectrum Noirs. This is King Art. This one is a Prismacolor from Hobby Lobby that was on clearance. This one is Master's Touch. And did I say that? I have King Art for that one too. This one I use all the time, this Jade Green. It's a really pretty green. So yeah, those are all the colors that I used. I also used some Pearl Cotton, which is just like a nice thick thread. If you're using it to tie buttons onto like your card fronts, it's a really good weight to use. You know, it's not as thin as regular thread, but it's not as thick as embroidery floss. I used a couple of buttons. These are heart buttons that I got from Etsy, and they're by Dress It Up, and they're the earth tone mini hearts. So I used a couple of those. And then I used this die from the Penny Black set. This one is called Zigzag Stackers. Got it. I love this set. It was kind of expensive. I forget where I got it from, one of the sites, but I use it all the time. So cost per use is definitely going down, that's for sure. So, all right, let me show you my project. I make it into a 6x8 page so it'll fit into my recipe book. So this is what I made for August. These are all the different stamps that I just showed you. There's that one harvest. I used that penny black die to cut it out, and then I edged it with that cookie dough ink, which I thought was came out really nice. Not cookie dough or sugar cookie. No, it is cookie dough. Okay, so as you can see, it really does make it look like a cookie dough effect, so that'll be good for my upcoming like cookie projects for Christmas. And then at the very edge, I used the gingerbread die or die ink from scrapbook.com. You can't really see it. This doesn't show it off very well, but I did it just to edge the edge of the paper so it wouldn't look white. Those are the heart buttons, and I tied the pearl cotton through them and hot glued them on. I love this pumpkin bars recipe stamp. It comes with, as you can see on the stamp itself, it has the one leaf on it, and it does have the tendril there, the vine, but I had to cut that off because when I was fussy cutting it, it just wasn't coming out very well, so I just cut it off. And I did glue on the separate leaf, the oak leaf with the acorns that came on the add-on set, and I did pop it up on a little bit of foam tape just to give it a teeny bit of dimension. I don't like too much dimension on my recipe pages. These are also extra stamps, and I just love them. Love them. They're just beautiful, right? And then there's another one, the pumpkin pie spice. I did fussy cut around this part, but then I just added some ink, and I think it looks okay. Of course, I wasn't about to fussy cut around all those little things. I don't think that's possible. These pumpkins is from the add-on set as well, and I just put those on top of the sign, kind of like they're resting on a little shelf. And these are just resting on the bottom. I did add a little bit of gray alcohol marker on the bottom, but it's kind of hard to see. I might go back and do that a little bit darker just to give them a little grounding, you know. So yeah, this is the page. That is from the Recipe Stamp Club add-on. The back looks like that, one of my favorite pages as well. That's what my page looks like. So let me just move these things out of the way and we'll get my recipe book and add it in. If you've been following along with my Dianna Marcum Recipe Stamp Club, I'm making a recipe album with all the different months. So this is the cover. This was the first one, chocolate chip. And then fruit salad, then the honey bun cake. Last month, July, was the mom's apple pie. So now for August, we have the pumpkin bars. So a little bit different than my other ones, but I really like how it turned out. So yeah, there it is. I hope you like it. I was thrilled to make it. I can't wait to make some more projects with those stamps. So that is it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you, Jill, for having Saturday Morning Makes. I'd love to watch videos on Saturdays while I'm doing crafting or chores or whatever. I'd love to see what everyone else is making or has made throughout the week. So yeah, have a great weekend, everyone. I will talk to you later. Please stay tuned for more crafty videos and have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.